The rain tapped gently against the kitchen window, like it wanted to be let inside. Mom hummed quietly, stirring whatever was simmering on the stove. Dad was at the head of the table, sleeves pushed up, eyes fixed on his iPad as he read the news. I had just refilled his coffee cup. He didn't say thank you. He never did. I didn't take it personally. Not back then. At 23, I was still living at home. I paid for most of the groceries, handled the Wi-Fi bill, even put their phones on my plan. I had recently started a full-time remote job in finance. The work was quiet behind the scenes, but it paid, well, better than they realized. They liked to tell people how proud they were of me. Dad would give me a firm slap on the back, like I was some stock that had finally yielded returns. Your brother couldn't get his act together, he'd say. But this one's steady. I used to think that meant something. Then everything shifted. The breaking point came on a Tuesday evening. Calm outside. No rain this time. Just that heavy, suffocating quiet that always seemed louder in our house. Dad came home in one of his moods. Work had been cutting his hours again. Mom tried to speak to him, but he brushed her off. I stayed out of the way like I always did. Then he found out I had booked a solo weekend trip to Denver. My money, my plans. So you're just going to leave, huh? He snapped. While we sit here and figure out how to make ends meet? I was confused. I contributed more than my fair share. You think paying a couple bills makes you king of the castle? He shouted, voice rising. This is my house. You don't get to come and go like you own it. It wasn't really about the money. It was about control. I didn't move. I kept my voice steady. Then he said it. Leave and don't come back. I turned to Mom. Her eyes were wet, distant. She didn't say a word. That was her answer. So I left. 3 hours later, I was sitting in my car, parked at a gas station just off Route 18. No destination. Just headlights from passing trucks dragging streaks of light across the windshield. The silence inside felt heavier than the shouting had. I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. I stared at the list of automatic payments I'd been covering without hesitation. Mortgage buffer, $500. Utilities, $230. Family phone plan, $179. Groceries, easily $600 a month. I paused at the shared card, the one I'd added them to after Mom's card kept getting declined at the pharmacy. I tapped Manage Users, took a breath, then removed them both. No text, no warning, just a click. A week went by, then 2. I was crashing on a friend's couch, walking for hours at night, thinking about how often I'd been useful, but never truly cared for. Needed, but never listened to. I kept my notifications on, just in case. Then the call came. Unknown number, but I recognized the area code. I picked up. Hey, Mom said, her voice tight. Your dad's card isn't working. Groceries didn't go through. Is something wrong with the account? I let the silence stretch. I wanted her to feel it. Then I answered, calm and cold. I took you both off. Like he asked, I left and I didn't come back. She didn't speak right away. But why would you, Mom? I cut in. You stood there and watched him throw me out. You didn't stop him. We thought you'd. No, I interrupted. You thought I'd keep footing the bills while acting like I didn't exist. The line crackled, just the sound of her breathing on the other end. I wasn't your son, I said. I was your silent income stream. She tried to say something else, but I ended the call. I could have left it at that, but pain has a way of turning silence into strategy. I started digging into finances, not to hurt them, just to understand. Turns out they'd refinanced the house last year. Quietly, used my income to pad their application. I remember the form Dad asked me to sign. He called it just a formality. It wasn't. They used my name to save their house. Never said a word. I printed out everything, dates, signatures, transaction logs. Then I called the bank, not to sabotage them, just to free myself. I found out I could legally remove myself as co-signer. No penalty, since I didn't live there, didn't benefit, and had been added under misleading pretenses. I had the forms notarized and mailed them in. 2 weeks later, they got the letter. The final confrontation wasn't loud. No shouting match, just a voicemail from Dad. He never called, not even when Grandma passed, but this time, he did. "Hey." His voice was shaky. "We got the paperwork." Guess I didn't see how far things had gone. Maybe I overreacted. He paused. "If you want to talk, the door's open." I listened to the message twice. Then I deleted it. Now I live alone in a quiet apartment on the second floor of a building that smells like cinnamon and rain. No one yells here. No one says my name like it's a tool. I cook my own meals, pay my own way, and I sleep easy, not because I burned the bridge, but because I finally stopped carrying it. Ever felt betrayed by the people you thought you were helping?